Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Own Your Image series. We are back for round two, and today we are speaking with Myown. Myown is a strategist and an amazing business owner. She is powerful, inspirational woman, and I'm going to let her introduce herself before we get started.
Hi, everyone. My name is Myown Holmes. I'm the founder and owner of Socially Polished. It is a digital marketing agency where we work with female entrepreneurs to create an omnipresence. And in doing so, we help them to transform and scale their business.
Love it, love it, love it. So we will go ahead and hop right in. Happy New Year. And thank you for being here with us on the show. How are you feeling about the new year? What is
Um, so you went out for a second, but I'm loving the new year. I was excited in November for the new year. I might be different than other people. I had a pretty good 2020, and I'm excited for 2021. So.
Yeah, same, same. I'm super excited. So we'll hop right into the very first question. We're talking about leveling up our faith and our self care with this series. So our first question is, what does the word faith, mean to you?
um, Faith for me is staying grounded with my principles from the Bible. And so I know that everyone is spiritual, but we all are different. And so I'm open to whatever it is that keeps you grounded, right?
Yeah, yeah. And so, do you believe that becoming an entrepreneur has strengthened your faith?
Woo! um,
So-
Strengthened because it was tested, right?
yes.
Entrepreneurship is not for the weak at heart. And so my faith kept me grounded and kept me steadfast on my principles and what God set me to do. Because for me, I wholeheartedly believe that I don't make a move, like I partner with God in my business. And
Love.
so anything that I do or come up with, it's not of me, it's of Him. And so I just have to go back like, wait a minute, are you sure is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Because it's not feeling like it.
Yeah.
So staying just grounded in my faith and going back and just reading the word when I feel like I'm being tested.
I love that. I love that you say you partner with God in your business. What can you kind of explain to the audience what that looks like for you?
So for me, that is anytime I am tasked with someone wanting to partner with me in my business,
Mm,
then I'm like, okay, I need to go and pray about this. I need for him to tell me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. At the end of the year, everyone does their business planning, right? But
mhm.
are you planning with God? Because that's who is supposed to be leading your life, all aspects. And
Yeah.
so then I go and I'm partnering with him. So I'm silent and I'm quiet and I'm fasting over this time and asking, like, okay, this is what I've been seeing. Is this right? Am I still supposed to be on this path? Is this still the goal? To make sure that I'm doing his work, right? And so then after that, then I go in and I start planning what, based off of the goals, okay, this is what God said that I'm supposed to be doing. Here's how I'm going to do it.
Love that. Love that. That kind of rolls us, I believe, right into question three. What does it mean to activate your faith in
Activate my faith. So I believe if you are practicing, right, that you're activating it, but activating it in times where you feel one, like you're being tested, or two, like you don't know which way to turn or what to do, or you're confused and you need leadership. Leadership. You can find leadership right in your faith, and you can activate the leader inside of you. And so just stepping back and going back to like your original principles, right? Those don't ever lead us astray. And so activating that and what you know you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes we're living our lives and going on in our businesses and we're not activating what we know, like our principles from our faith, right? And then you're wondering why things are going awry. Well, if you look back and be like, well, am I really like, am I waking up and am I reading my word like I'm supposed to? Am I like really, what, did I fast the way I was supposed to when I was supposed to fast? Like asking questions. And then when you realize it, what I should have been doing all along, okay, let me activate my faith and do this and follow, the guide I'm supposed to be following. And then you'll see like a trajectory of change and a shift.
Love that. Love that. So when you talk about fasting, because some people don't know what that is, I think that is a major part of activating your faith. Do you want to explain a little bit to the audience what you mean by fasting and what it looks
So fasting is not fasting for a diet. So let's just get that. We all know we want to have the Beyonce body, but that's not what it is. Fasting really is supposed to be your time where you quiet the noise
like?
and you pull closer to your faith, right? And so for me, it's fasting. Sometimes we're just eating just because when you're sitting at your desk, right? No real reason. You are maybe you feel anxious, or I hate to use the word depressed, but depressed or
Yeah,
whatever you're feeling. And so you're pulling towards, you're on social media more, or you're eating more, or you're doing these things that you shouldn't be doing,
yeah,
where it's like, okay, let me fast, quiet this noise. So it can be fasting from eating at a certain time, so that when you feel that hunger or what you think is hunger, then you go and read your word to see what is it really that's plaguing me. If
yeah,
you are watching, let's call it like trash TV, and binging on it, like, why am I doing this? What is it going on that I need to be taking more part in? And so then I look to my word for that. Or what's going on in that time when I'm fasting. Like when I fast at the end of the year, it's fasting from social, it's fasting during my eating time so I can get my health back on track. And then it's fasting like for my business, for me to say, okay, God, I'm pulling closer to you. What is it I'm supposed to be doing? So that I can clearly hear what I'm supposed to be doing and I'm not confusing it with what I want.
that's so good. Hearing clear on what you're supposed to be doing and not what you want. That's really good. Um, how do you kind of incorporate these your beliefs into your business when you're helping to coach the other business owners and strategizing?
So anyone who comes into my sphere knows that I love God and we like this. So so that's just first off, and I will say it,
Yeah,
and then I'll tell people like, if someone, I believe my faith gives me the capability to have more compassion for the women that I work with
yeah,
when they're going through something. Like, no, I am not a life coach, I'm not a therapist, but
mhm,
I can read and I open up my senses when I can tell, like, okay, so and so's not moving through like they're supposed to be doing. They haven't, and that's not like them. Let me see what's going on. And then I tap into it, and then I'll ask, like, I don't know what your faith is, but do you mind if I pray with you? Because
mm,
sometimes really that's just all you need, is just somebody to stop you,
yeah,
get you silent for a moment, let them pray or whatever over you, and then it helps you. So that's one piece. And then I just talk about my journey
mhm,
from when I worked in my 9 to 5 to how I got to where I am. And
okay,
my journey is inclusive of God.
mm.
So
I love that. I love that. Like you don't. It's not that you don't like force your faith, but people know when they come into your space that you love God and they feel your faith because of how you strategize and share your testimony. And I think that's important. Even there are people, we're interviewing people who are believers in God and people who are non believers. So I think that's important to understand as a believer. You can be in a space with somebody who doesn't even, may not even believe what you believe, but you're still able to, they're able to feel your love and to feel your faith. And you're able to ask if you're able to pray with them. And I love that. I love that you do that in your business. Um, so, knowing that you are a business owner, you help other women, you are probably super busy. How do you define self care? And is that an important part of your life and business?
so I'm a mom of four. I have four sons. So
Whew, okay,
on top of,
for y'all.
yes. So um, my my
Uh,
husband helps me. So
you
he will
went
tell
out just
them,
a
or
little
if he,
bit.
and he will be like, okay, go ahead and lay down, take a nap. So he really helps me to manage so that I have self care and don't feel guilty,
Mm,
right? Because sometimes in our self care, we feel guilt. I'm a mom, and I'm a mom in all facets of my life, even in my business. So
yeah,
I'm the one who's always caring. And so sometimes I need to be reminded that I need the caring.
yeah.
So he helps me to do that. Like if I have back to back calls, he'll like bring me lunch because he knows I didn't eat breakfast. And he's like, you got to eat. So he'll bring me lunch. Like that's been the greatest thing about COVID is that he works from home too.
Oh,
And
that's
so it's really even more of a team play. But what I do weekly every morning is I have carved out an hour for myself.
mm,
And so the whole house is quiet. No one is awake but me. And I put on my coffee and I just love the aroma. And I just sit there with the quietness. And then I just pull out my Bible. And then me and God, that's our time. I have the 30 minutes with Him. And then I might take that time and say, okay, do I want to read or do I want to catch up on like something that I wanted to learn how to do, right? Like some type of training.
yeah.
And so for the rest of the 30 minutes, I'm either reading something that I wanted to read or I am catching up on like a training of some sort. But that entire hour is all mine.
Yes. I love that. I love that. That's a good point. When you do have like when you're a mom, when you're a business owner, when you're married, you have to carve out like that time, that early time before the house wakes up. I always tell moms and business owners and women that are married that that time before the house wakes up is like the best time to be up because you're like preparing for your day and nobody's up, everything is just quiet, and you're like, okay, let me get my time with God. Let me get my time to just work out or focus or whatever you may do, read and or like you said, learn what you've been wanting to learn. You cut out a little bit on the part where you said, I think you said that your husband was instrumental in helping you to manage your time.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So me and be like, when you get your nails done? And I'll be like, I don't know, like 3 weeks ago, something, I don't know. And he'll say, go get your nails done today. And he'll like tell me to go do it and take his card. Or he'll look at my hair and be like, so when you going back, you want to call to get your hair done? I'll be like, excuse you? But it's him really looking out for my self care. And then another thing, like I used to feel guilty about taking naps no
Ooh,
more.
yeah.
And so I'll be like, I don't know why, but I'm just like really tired today. And he'll be like, okay, well, what you got going on next on your calendar? And I'll be like, well, I don't have a call again till 4. He'd be like, okay, well, take a nap. When you want me to wake you up? And I'll be like,
Great.
so yes, I am a firm believer that if you need a nap, go ahead and take it.
Ooh, girl, I be needing naps. Like you said, I be feeling guilty. I'm like, oh, I got so much to do. I don't need to take a nap. But you're right. You're right. I think that you touched on that a little bit too, like feeling guilty about stopping or taking that rest. Um, and I know you said what you do, but how do you kind of coach that to the women that you're speaking into and that? Because I know that a lot
So
of women.
I am, so the way I do it is twofold. So when they come into my program, I give them like, here's our off days and hours and times. And so if they, and this is how you can connect with me or anyone on my team.
Mm,
If they are DMing me,
mhm,
DMing is not part of the connection piece. I
mm,
don't answer.
yeah.
If they are messaging on the weekend, like I'm not a physician, so it's not life or death. I don't answer. And
Ooh,
then
love
one time someone in my program, she was on vacation and she was messaging me and I said, why are you messaging me? And she was like, I just wanted you to know that. I said, you already told me you were going on vacation. Be
that.
there, be in the moment, and enjoy your vacation. I'll see you when you get back. I said, matter of fact, didn't you just close on booking? Because she's a travel concierge. So I
Okay.
knew she had just closed like two big contracts. Why are you messaging me? Like, enjoy, enjoy. Don't message me. I said, don't message me until you get back.
Yeah.
And that's just so I know you made it home safely.
Yeah.
Because after you travel, you need downtime from the travel.
Woo, girl. A lot of people don't understand that part.
I important. So I adhere to it and I make them adhere to it. Right. So
Mhm.
it's really like boundaries too.
That's what I
Right.
was about to say. Boundaries.
It's
Yeah.
it's really a part of the boundaries. Like I want you to respect my boundaries and I'm gonna do the same for you. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be messaging you. I'm not gonna be even like if you haven't paid your invoice and it's the
Mhm.
weekend, I'm not messaging you on the weekend. I
That's
don't want you messaging me on the weekend. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? We
Yeah.
are closed Saturday and Sunday.
Love that.
Sunday is my day of rest.
Yeah.
Don't look for me Sunday, period. Like I might answer something on Saturday, even if, and I had the thing where I'm very vocal to the women in my program because I love them.
Yeah.
I tell them like, if you see me on social, that don't mean I'm working. So
Right.
don't come like expecting me to answer you. I'm not because I told y'all I'm off.
Yeah.
Don't look. So it's just putting those boundaries in place for yourself.
Man, that is okay. You said a whole word, the boundaries clear. I love that you're very clear on your boundaries and that you set those boundaries from the beginning. What I want to ask is, was there a time when you struggle with setting those boundaries and then you kind of got to the place where you're like, nah, we're gonna stop this?
I did because I told myself if I don't answer, she may fire me. She
Mm,
may she may not want to continue working with me. And so in order to be the best of the best of the best, we have to answer and I have to answer right away. And that mess is exhausting. Okay.
woo,
And so I had to say to myself, okay, Nike has times where they work. Target has times where they work. Target corporate has times where they work. The CEO of Target is not answering your emails every hour of the day.
right.
I want my company to be on that range or somewhere close to that, right? A Fortune 4 or 500. And
Yeah,
so if I want to get to that, then I need to start changing my mindset and how I think. And
yeah,
so when we're open, we are giving you 1,000% of us.
yeah.
But when we're closed, it's rest and retreat and recharge for myself and my team. And
Mm,
so there's an auto responder that lets them know. My team gets the week of Christmas off because I'm big on holidays. I'm big on birthdays.
yeah,
And so if you're on my team, you need to be too. So we are off the in total week of Christmas. If something needs to be done, my whole team knows that we're off paid the week of Christmas.
that's good.
And so that means, okay, the first 2 weeks in December, we may have to double down
Yeah,
and we may have to work that Saturday before Christmas. But just know you're going to be off the entire week and nobody's bothering you.
yeah,
If there comes something needs to be done, I do it.
yeah.
If I know I have said to my team, we're off.
Mm,
And so to save yourself from being exhausted and overworking you and or your team, you need to put boundaries. And you have to keep your clients or customers accountable to those boundaries because they will try. Like they will try to message you, they will try to email you, they will try to call at crazy hours. I have a client now where I'm like, why are they calling? Like I see the line ringing because I have like access to back in. I'm like, why? It's Saturday. Why? There's nothing you're doing. Why are they calling? And then she's like, well, they no, it's because you've allowed them. Like,
mm,
and setting boundaries does not mean you have to be rude about it.
right.
It's
That's
not
the point.
saying that I don't care. It's just saying that, hey, we love you. And in order to keep giving you the quality of value that we're giving you, we need the weekend to recharge.
Yeah.
We're using this time to spend. I want people to know that family and health for my team is most important.
Mm, so good.
And so I have to make our customers and clients be accountable for that.
That's so good. I am taking notes. I hope
So
y'all took notes on that because like I said again, I love that you're very clear and you're setting a clear boundary for yourself. You set it for your clients, you set it for the people you work with and who are on your team. And I think that's so important. I love it. I love it. I think it's a great strategy of us as a business owner. So thank you for sharing that. So we talked a little bit about faith. We talked about, self-care a little bit. How do you, and we talked, I guess this kind of boils all with the next question, managing your time as an entrepreneur, or business owner and your personal life. And you get kind of talk about that, like carving out time. But maybe take us through like a day to day. I know you said you start your day, but how do you manage your time with your family or your husband or things like that?
my planner, everything is planned.
Okay.
And people think I'm over exaggerating, but literally every hour. So this interview was on there. Laundry, the time that I need to go do laundry, it's on my phone, and I set an alarm that goes off. Homework time, like my kids have school in the morning,
Hmm.
that time is carved out. The time for me to make breakfast carved out. My husband one day was like, "Why does your phone keep going off?" I'm like, "Because it's time for the next task." And
Mm,
so that keeps me accountable. That lets me see where I can fit in like something extra, whether it's, oh, can I put another load of laundry in? Or, oh, I can schedule such and such call. Or if someone messages, and it also helps my team to know. Like,
yeah,
don't schedule so and so for that call because I'm going to be on teacher conference.
yeah. Uh-oh, kind of went out a little bit. My own, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let's see.
Is it better now?
Okay, it's better. Yes.
I was saying that I have three calendars, right? So one that's the big one on my desk, and I start there with everything that I need for
I think it may be. Let's see our signal. Are you
mm,
back? You here?
I'm here.
It may be my signal that's a little bit weak. I'm gonna have to check on it. But
Okay.
you were saying the three calendars. That's what I got.
So I have three calendars. I start with the main big one, and I plug in vacation, holidays, birthdays, and then main meeting days and times for my business first, like strategic planning, end of the year planning, content planning, all of that. Then I plug in times that I want to be available to take calls, times that I want to be available for like interviews. Then from there, I can like fill in and go make appointments for the kids' dentist or doctor's appointments. And then now I share that calendar with my team on online, and it's on my phone. So then they know when they can schedule something for me. And then I always, like without a doubt, I love my passion planner.
Okay.
And it's because it lets me, it's a great, do you have one of these?
I have lots of planners and notebooks that I keep with me.
So I only like the passion planner because it gives me something to focus on for the week,
Mm,
and it gives you like a little quote. So me, right? So I planned an activity for my family to do next week where it's just all four of us. We're gonna go bowling. I'm gonna leave my phone in my car. I'm gonna turn my phone off. I'm gonna just be present and I'm gonna just enjoy the moment
Uh-oh, we're getting a lot of interception here. Let's see.
I can still hear you.
You can? Okay, perfect. I'm like, you're going out on me. I just hear you talking about the passion planner and you got the plan for the family and you're gonna leave your phone and then that was it.
I don't know if it's because mine is saying green. So
It may be mine. I'm gonna have to look after we close out here, but yeah, it could be my internet.
okay.
Um,
Um,
so you were saying you plan with your passion. Where do you get the passion planner? Is it a specific place?
again, there we go. So
Okay.
I order it online.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you use that to plan out like your family time, things of that.
No, all of my family time and my business is all one
Got it. Okay.
because, and I give that to my team. So calls for me, even if that's a day where I can take calls because you know that it's my son's birthday and I'm going to be immersed, probably blowing up some balloons somewhere. Right.
Right. Right.
So that's why I share that with them. And in turn, they share it with me because, like, one of my teammates, it was her son's birthday, and I messaged her. This is why I started implementing this. I messaged her and she was like, "Oh, something, something is my son's birthday." I was like, "Oh, girl, go be with him."
Yeah.
But then it made me say, "Okay, we need to share these dates. One, because my team is more my family too.
Mm,
So I want to celebrate with you, right?
yeah.
And then two, I don't want to be messaging you, asking you something, and you are doing that because I want you to be fully immersed in that because when you're supposed to be over here doing business, I don't want you to be over there thinking about that and vice versa.
Love
So
Love that. Love it, my own. You are very strategic in your time, in your boundaries, in your planning. And that's so important when you're trying to balance entrepreneurial lifestyle, mommy, wife, friend, business owner, boss, all of that. So I really, really love that. What calendar system do you use, if you mind me asking?
so we use my team and I use Outlook.
Got it. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you for giving us all these gems, you guys. My own is obviously a powerhouse. She's clear on boundaries. She's clear on strategy. She's clear on family. She's clear on God and faith. And so I want to ask you the last question. How will you hold or how do you hold yourself accountable? Uh-oh.
I was asking accountable in what way? Accountable to my business or my family or myself?
I think accountable to it all. Like, how do you hold yourself accountable in life?
So in business, I hold myself accountable by the metrics. Like, are we hitting these goals? So with my kids, sometimes it's just little things that they say that let me know that mommy's working too much.
Mm,
Like, oh, I don't think I saw you all day. Oh, that's a problem.
yeah.
So, or my husband being like, oh, you something, something, like he'll say something to me. So it's like, okay, it's just like a light bulb, like I need to spend more time.
Yeah.
But I really, really try for me, nothing, everything else is secondary to God and my children and my husband. Everything else is secondary
Yeah.
because that is the only reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. And if my home life and my children and my relationship with God are not right, then I can't possibly be running a business the right way.
Mm.
And so just doing checks, like I have an 18-year-old, believe it or not.
What?
Yes, I'm 30, I'm 38. I have an 18-year-old. And I'll go down to his room because teenagers be in their mood or whatever. But I'll go down in his room and do a check-in because I love him, and
Yeah.
I know that this time is so precious because he'll be going off to college next year. And
Oh,
so I do check-in. And so I try to do check-ins with each one of my children. Like we do things as a family all the time, but I try to give them one-to-one. And I call it basically just like my check-ins.
yeah.
And then with my husband and I, literally 9 o'clock is like the cutoff time.
Okay.
And so he has to be done with his stuff for work. I have to be done with my stuff. You might piddle and do little things in your at 9 ain't no piddling. And so we are in the bed and we are immersed in each other. So whether we are reading something or watching something that we both kiki kaka into, or if we talking about the kids or just going to bed at a regular time, whatever it is, but it's together. And so, because it's extremely important when you are married that you remember each other. Like, he's my best friend.
Yes.
Like, I know some engine light.
What'd you say?
In a car when you get your check engine light,
Yeah. Yeah.
like my family will give me my check engine light.
Love that.
So it's certain words or phrases that they use where it's like, okay, they me. And so I'll be and then overwhelmed, that's telling me I need to delegate more tasks.
Yes. Yep. I love that. That was very clear. I hope y'all took notes there too. Just again, Myown, you're so clear. You're clear on everything, and I love that. And I think that's an important part of faith and self-care, being very clear on strategy, on goals, on how it is that you are going to manage your lifestyle, and it just helps you to continuously level up and prosper in your purpose and align when you are very clear. And so thank you so much for coming on the show. We really, really love your testimony, your story. Share with the audience where we can find you, how we can follow you, and
On all social platforms at Socially Polished. You can now find me a clubhouse though at my own. I spend time
yes.
over there. And I have a clubhouse, it's called House of Social.
Okay.
So I spend time there or I spend time in my free Facebook group, which is called Everything Social.
Okay.
So if you're looking for me, you can find me in one of those places.
Okay. Yes, y'all. We'll have her social tap down at the bottom, and you guys click on that and follow her. Obviously, she has some gems for us. So we thank you, and until the next show, we'll see you later. Bye bye.